Hi everyone, I'm Zuzka, the Craftsy Penguin. Welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm so happy to have you here for another update that I'm hoping to show you today, and there is quite a lot actually to go through, which is kind of surprising because my motivation to work on stuff was kind of low through the holiday season, through the, summer vacations. I don't know, I had some days where I was just, I'm not gonna. But I found that it's not good for me actually to not be crafting, because when I'm, just lounging around, watching my videos, not doing anything with my hands, I tend to pick at the skin near my nails, and it's terrible. And that was basically a problem since I was a child. So that's sort of where many of my craftsy hobbies come from. Because I just need to do something when my brain is occupied with listening to some documentary usually, or a costume video or something. I need to do something with my hands at the same time, so that's it. What I've been actually working on in the last, month or so were first the huge kitties. I think in the last update video I had part of the big megacat made already, because I remember telling you about making it even bigger for Judd, as she asked. Now the megacat is done. It's down there looking at me, and I'll show you right away. It is huge! It is so big! And I have to say, embroidering the spots on her was really fun. It was great. It was kinda working all the way through. It was coming together really nicely, and I really like the look. It's comically huge. It's like, it's a ball. It's a ball. Judd said that originally the name for her, I believe, was meant to be Kitty Cat, and now maybe it's just gonna be Cola Ball. So yeah, she's a cannonball actually. So yeah, that's the super huge cat made with the Dolce Maxi yarn. And when I was making that, I had all my chenille yarns out, the huge clear box with them, and I was trying to organize it and keep track on my Ravelry stash of how much I have used for this. Also, the nose on the cat, Tsaba keeps saying it looks like it's licking her nose. So that's funny also. But as I had all those yarns out, I kind of wanted to make more of the mega cats to use up most of the Dolce Maxi. And of course, while I was working on this, my kiddos were like, oh, we want a cat like that, a huge one like Dad has, because the first mega cat that I made was this gray loaf cat, big loaf cat for him, and another one for our friend, which was the first commission actually, but the first one was kind of like a concept, and it ended up being my husband's favorite pillow actually to hug when he's asleep. So that love cat lives here, and the kiddos know that one, and they wanted one like that. And first I've let Marek choose which colors of the Dolce Maxi that I had remaining he wants, and he wanted a gray one, possibly with other color. And so we have this one. It was already played with. He was kind of rough with it, so I need to pull this end inside again. Just wasn't secured enough, I guess. So yeah, it was originally kind of more smooshed this way, and as it gets played with, it gets more long. It gets longer. And I again sewed a pillow, sort of a bag inside of it for the stuffing, and gave it blue eyes, and I really like it. It's cute. Boop. So yeah, I made this one for Marek. It was really close with the grey yarn. I think I used all of it, so I've used up this kind of yarn in the grey color, and I've used up the black as well. That was just, you know, the black was just the remainder from the huge megacat, so it was just enough for this point look. So it's like a ragdoll or a Siamese cats who have these, you know, darker paws and ears and snout and the tail. And then, of course, our younger one also needed his own cat, so I made a cream one with brown points and with green eyes, because honestly I only had silver and green remaining, so I think the green ones work pretty well with this color. And I think I also used up all of the cream one for this. Yeah, I think I did, or I have a small remainder maybe. And I have a remainder of the brown one as well. But with this, most of the Dolce Maxi was used up, which is cool because it's huge, it's thick, and it occupies too much space. So now I just have the regular chenille yarns. You know, for comparison, the regular chenille makes like this big a cat. So and even this one was a bit bigger than the usual ones. I think the variegated yarn is a bit thicker. But yeah, these are the regular ones. These are the mega cats, and it's a few rows shorter than I would usually make it, but it seemed like there is not enough yarn for another row, so those are just how much the yarn allowed. So now I have mostly just the regular chenille yarns, and I was wondering what more loaf cats might I need to do. And actually, when I was finishing the megacat for Jedara, she actually asked me if it would be possible to make one like this, but way longer, as this, you know, thing to hold stuff from falling down from her couch or bed or something. So she asked for a super long loaf cat, and that one is going to be dark brown, and we will look at the yarn in a bit. But first, other stuff that I have worked on. There is, of course, the blue cardigan. And I made some progress when we were on our vacation. We had this short vacation with my husband without the kiddos. It was just 4 days that we spent in Germany, seeing some nice places and taking really long walks, and even a super long bicycle ride, which, wow, I'm still impressed that we managed. But I might post some pictures from the vacation at the end of this video. but also I progressed a few rows on the cardigan, so it is slowly growing. I will soon be at that point where I will shape it for the arm size, but as I said before, it's boring and it's annoying and I have to force myself to do it. I even had the thought to change it up, mix the yarn with one of the variegated that I still have to make it more interesting for me to work on and to also make the yarn thicker. But I want this kind of fabric for the cardigan, so it made no sense, and also I want it to be solid color so that I can combine it with my more colorful stuff. So as I said before, I have to stick with this and just continue and finish it someday. I believe it's not gonna be for, you know, autumn or this winter or anything. It's not gonna be a winter garment anyways, so it's for the next season, you know, for next spring basically, so I have plenty of time. And one other yarny thing that I started is that Natural Colors, I think you can see them here, but I will show you. Natural Colors cardigan for my mom. We decided it's gonna be vertical stripes, so I found some inspiration for that and found a cardigan that is basically, you know, this huge rectangle that has a slit in the front and is just going from your hip up to your shoulder and back over your back again to your hip. So it's gonna be something like, you know, this going up and down with the stripes. She wants some different patterns on them, so I'm gonna do some puff rows and some solid rows and some chain spaces rows and something. But the yarn combination, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to hold them all. Let's see. This is the yarn combination, the colors that we have for it. There are beiges, there are, you know, light greens and a forest green, sort of like this, or this olive one is the only one which is sort of darker, so it makes for contrast. I also have limited amounts of them. These four are just these balls of yarn, and these ones I have more of because, you know, this one is the remainder from the cardigan that I made for my mother-in-law, and I was saved by this lady who had some remaining balls of this yarn which was discontinued like ages ago, and I only needed like one ball to finish the cardigan for my mother-in-law, but she sent me 4 of these extra balls, which was amazing. So now I have 3 for this cardigan, and I have about 5 or 6 balls of this yarn of this size. So all in all those should be enough for the cardigan that we have planned with my mom. But the color combination and the contrast is sort of I mean, my mom would be okay with it. For me, it looks like the only contrasting color would like stand out of it, and it needed, you know, maybe one more darker color. And since there are 2 beige ones and more of the green ones, I was suggesting, you know, darker brown maybe for the combination. So I ended up buying some more yarn. She bought yarn! Oh my god! How is that possible? She said she's stash busting. She said she's gonna only use what she has. Well, she also said that if there is going to be a commission or a project for someone and it's gonna require more yarn, she's gonna buy it, right? So we have a small yarn haul to make. Oh, did I show you my address? No, I probably didn't, but I'll mask it anyways. So yeah, so we have a package that we are gonna open together, and there should be possible yarns to match to these ones, the natural palette, you know, for my mom. And there should also be yarn for the long glove cat, which Jad wanted to be chocolate brown. So let's see. I'm cutting the bag with my pretty little scissors. I could have picked the bigger ones, but oh well. I don't want to cut the yarn. I need to be careful about it. Oops. Yeah. Okay, that was nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's from Czech e-shop that's called proháčkování.cz, and we can see the first color that Mom suggested for the combination in her cardigan. She also suggested, and that surprised me, pink, and of course she meant like some dusty pink or some lighter pink one, because she is really the muted colors palette, you know. She enjoys those dusty everything shades of, you know, brown and beige and green and gray sometimes, depends, but also dark blues, you know, all of that. But yeah, she suggested pink, which I think with the cool greens might actually work really well. And on the page we found this one. Now on the camera it looks kind of more grayish, sort of, and more purplish, but maybe on the computer it's gonna be different. We'll see. It's always difficult to, you know, picture the colors accurately, so just, you know, bear with me. So yeah, these are the three colors that Mom chose for combination for that cardigan, and I know she's gonna like this one. I like this color a lot. I had this color in a different kind of yarn from this yarn company from Himalaya, and I love the color. It's rich, it's so beautiful. It just I mean, red is not actually that much of my color, but having a sweater out of this would be amazing. So yeah, I know Mom was gonna love this color as well, but I think these two, the brown, it's a sort of a chocolate brown, and this is the pink. It's really not showing the true color on the camera, but maybe it's gonna in the final render, I don't know. But I think these two might work with the greens and the beiges, and I don't have enough hands to try to show you, but let's see. I mean, yeah. I'm just looking at the small monitor of, you know, my camera, so I don't think this combination really works, you know, the pinkish one with the red. So that's, yeah, I think the red is too different, sort of, I don't know. And the last possible combination, of course, would be like this, but nah, I think I like this one best, but it all depends on my mom. So we'll see what she thinks about this. I'll tell you in the next update. And well, looking at it on my table, yeah, Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. She will decide. I'll tell you. I'll try to make some progress on the cardigan, and we'll see how it looks. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be nice. I think she chose a nice pattern or shape, you know, of the cardigan. It's quite easy to make. It's just long rows back and forth, then a few shorter rows just for the back, and then again long rows again over the other shoulder, and then rectangles for the sleeves, and that's basically it. So then we'll choose some buttons for the front and maybe make, she wants this like long shawl collar, something. We'll see about that. So that might be quite an enjoyable project. I already made those 4 rows that you have seen, and it was fun. It was fun and it was quick, so that was good. Yeah, so the other part of the package is the brown for the long cat. And yeah, it's long as in technical term. Long cat. So yeah, I theoretically only needed 2 balls of yarn because I have another one of this color, but knowing troubles with dye lots sometimes, I decided to buy 3 of them all together because it would suck that, you know, part of it would be a slightly different shade of brown. That would annoy me to no end. So I think it's all the same dye lot. Let's check. Yeah, this one. Yep. So yeah, it's all the same. It should be okay. So it's a really dark brown. It's that kind of, you know, when you see a black cat, she is not actually black, you know? It's brown and the light makes it look black, but when the sunshine shines on a black cat, you can see she's actually brown. So that's sort of that kind of color. It doesn't really look black, even like this, but it's close. It's close. It's the closest possible out of the yarns that are available. So there's going to be a long cat made out of this. This is going to be also fun. It's going to be, I don't know, like 60 rows all in the round, you know, for the body of the cat. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I'll just work for the length that she needs, close to 1 meter, you know. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the long cat. So I think that might might work quite like, you know, a mindless work all in the round. Just making this huge plushie again. I never thought I will be making such big amigurumis and plushies. Yeah. Oh, okay, now one thing that is not yarny but is craftsy. And if you're following my Instagram, which you should, even though Instagram sucks, you have seen it partly, is a beaded project. And I have it here on my windowsill. I started a necklace for Foxo, for my friend Foxo, who is going to this event, a ball, and she has already chosen a beautiful dress for that, and she has an amazing headpiece as a decoration, you know, for her hairdo, and she has some hairpieces decorated with beads already. So we are trying to match all of that to my glass beads and making a necklace to go with the dress. And we first sat down and chose the beads like months ago. And I kept procrastinating starting the thing. I even had stuff found on Pinterest as inspiration and patterns to make pieces of that necklace as pictures on Pinterest, which Pinterest is a hell site, but it's useful for these kind of things. So I have this like plate which I use as my workplace with the beads, so that I can move it around. And I have most of the beads at the side, but we chose this green turquoise with gold and goldish brown beads as, you know, the combination for the necklace. And I will try to show you what I have made so far. First I started with a base chain for the necklace. I'll try to post the picture of the inspiration necklace right here on screen from, you know, stolen from Pinterest. I'm not sure that's entirely okay, but yeah, I'll credit the one who reposted it, but you know, that's the trouble with Pinterest. You don't know who the actual maker is, so that kind of sucks. Anyways, I started the chain and I found out that it grows pretty quickly, and Foxo wanted it in this, you know, mix of the golden and brown beads. So we'll wait a bit till it focuses. Yeah. So this is the chain, and this is going to go, you know, like around the neck as is usual. And on it are going to be flowers from the same beads with the turquoise added to it, and different sizes of flowers. Originally there were also some leaves in between, but we are gonna alter it a bit. There are going to be small leaves hanging from the base chain of the necklace, and then longer ones, you know, longer strings with leaves. Again, we have beads in the shape of leaves, so that's gonna hang from the necklace. And there are going to be several flowers on it. I originally tried them with this spring green, sort of, or this bright green color. So this is a trial piece of the smallest flower. I know it is really tiny, but yeah, that's one kind of the flowers, and I made already the final ones with the turquoise. So these are, well, let's see if this is gonna work, maybe. It's really hard to make it focus, but yeah, you can see the flowers there. Those are the smallest ones, and then there is gonna be a bigger one, which I don't have with the turquoise yet, but with the green it also looks really pretty. So a bit bigger flower. They're possibly going to have a small polished bead in the center as well, and then there is going to be this big one, not in the center, on the side. I hope it's gonna stay at the side, it's not gonna drag, you know, the necklace down. We'll see about that. But I have just one petal out of that flower, which again is with the bright green and is going to be redone with the turquoise. But this is how one petal of that big flower looks. Focus please. Yeah, there we go. So this is one petal for that big bloom, big flower. I know it's hard to show you these, but as I worked on all of these, I again remembered how I love working with seed beads and sewing with seed beads, because there are, you know, different techniques to work with beads, for working with beads. So I like some of the stitches that you can use to make, you know, shapes out of beads, and the way that they work together to make the shapes, the color changes, the patterns. I just love it. And I also tried to do the other beaded project, which is making this beaded case for the watch movement that I have from Cleo. And I don't have a thing to show you for that, but I spent like a whole day on it so far. And I had like 4 different ideas of how to make it. And it all failed miserably, and I was so annoyed, and all of the things that I made I had to cut up and, you know, take the beads out again, and I was so frustrated with it. And at the end of the day I wrote to her to consult if it would be, you know, acceptable for her if it was beads sewn onto a fabric that would be under the watch movement, so that the beads can hold over it, and so that I can make it more interesting, more decorated. And we also changed the color scheme at the end, because originally she was like, whatever, just choose some colors in, you know, like the darker ones and all that, so that it has some contrast. And it took me so long that she actually changed her mind. It's embarrassing to say, for me, she actually didn't even truly remember how the thing looks, because it was so long since she gave it to me, so I'm really sorry. But we have a new color scheme, and I thought I have the plan for the fabric backing, you know, for it. But then Pinterest happened again, and I found some interesting possibilities for making the base in beads with the sewing techniques that I basically used for the flowers for Foxo as well, and some others. So my beads Pinterest board grew like exponentially because I saved everything that gave me an idea and everything that showed me, you know, the techniques that I could use to make the stuff, because I need to see how it's sewn together. And I can devise that from the pictures of the finished things. It's not hard for me to look at a beaded piece and see where, you know, the thread is going through and how it's holding together, basically. So I have a lot of pictures stored now, and I'll try to make some flat base, you know, put the movement on it and give it this beaded case around it, but the base is going to stick out and be decorative and hopefully beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that. I need to try that, but I think I first need to work more on Foxo's necklace, finish that, and then concentrate on the other thing, because with the necklace I already know what I'm doing. It's sorta easy. There are many steps to finish it, of course, but I have the idea how to do everything. Even the hanging pieces are not going to be that complicated, so that should all work okay, and then I should concentrate on the other beaded project. So it looks like I have quite a lot again waiting for me, quite a lot of projects, but each one of them has these different, you know, characteristics and demands, and also some I can take out with me, some I can't. So some are for at home, some are for outside, and that's perfect actually. And I know I had quite a lot of other plans for, you know, this crafts year, as I stated in my start of the year video, but those are gonna happen as well, I think. I still want to do some sewing, but I need materials for that. I still want to explore that frame loom thing with crochenka and do maybe a tutorial on that. Yes, I'm going to work on the edit of the tutorial of the mesh bag. I know, I'm close to that already. I know, it's on my to-do list. And I think that's it. I hope that's it, because I was rambling for quite a while, I believe. And I will now show you, after I say my goodbyes, a few of the pictures from the vacation, so stay for that. But I will thank you for watching now. If you share or comment or like this video, I will be really grateful to you, because it seems to help somehow. I know I have been posting, you know, chaotically during summer. It's what it is. I know I'm a tiny channel which doesn't get, you know, promoted, so if you like it, I'm really grateful. If you don't, just have a great day. And if you like it and you're staying here and you're returning to my channel to watch more videos, I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much. For now, have a great time. Enjoy crafting, enjoy creating, and enjoy the colors. Goodbye.